Hello everybody and welcome to our show. Today your host Alina Popa and Lenda Murray, we are going to talk about the psychology of the female bodybuilder when it comes to clothes, right? So Lenda, what do we dress, why and when, right? All of those questions, right? Because definitely we are different than the regular people, right? These bodies, first of all, they don't fit in anything.
That's right.
Right? Unless
that's
there's
right.
parameters.
That's right.
And then also our mind is changing, right? Because I heard a story before, which was a beautiful story from Miss Lenda. So I want you guys to hear it. Tell us about it.
You know what? That is quite interesting. I love what you're saying because you look at a female bodybuilder. Here we have these shoulders, and then our waistline is tiny, and you're like, okay. So it was always very challenging. I was lucky. I can't remember. I was so happy when they came up with the stretch pants, stretch jeans. I was like, oh yeah, perfect. But you know, it's weird. I loved my body. When I would start my diet 16 weeks out, I loved my body. I'm not gonna say I loved it 16 weeks out, but I definitely loved my physique 8 weeks out. I was, muscular. I was feeling good because I had enough carbohydrates in me. I wasn't like brain dead.
Is that
I wasn't in ketosis.
Shopping? Is that when you went shopping with your sister?
Yes, this is when I went shopping with my sister. And but the really challenging part was, I would say, the closer I got, the leaner I got. It was really challenging to find clothing, the clothes that I thought that looked so great on me, like 8 weeks out, 4 weeks out, 2 weeks out. I was like, so I was weird about my attire. People would say back in the day, like, why are you covered up? Why do I like to wear?
Why were you covered up?
You know what? Actually, my attire really changed from, I'm going to say, before I won the Olympia to when I actually won the Olympia. And sometimes I would cover up when I'd go to a guest appearance.
Oh.
Because first of all, then of course we think we're fat. So your arms are not as muscular and ripped. And so it's kind of like the same thing when you do, like when you're on stage and you're going through your posing routine and you got all these little moves you do, and then all it takes is 2 weeks, and then you have to go and guest pose, and things change. So that ab shot is not the same ab shot that you hit then. So when it came to clothing, I felt like I was the representative. So I wasn't trying to be a hoochie mama. Is that hoochie mama? But at the same time,
I'm a foreigner.
And so I just felt like, I showed my physique, but I'm somewhat conservative.
So why would you do that? Would you do that because you didn't want to get attention? You didn't want people to interact with you? You didn't want their reaction? Why? Let's say, from my personal experience, I don't cover unless, I have to. Like when I'm talking about something official or a function. But in my day-to-day life, I'm always just wearing anything, like regularly. We go like a tank top, a t-shirt. I don't care. This is my body. It's normal for me.
Right.
So I don't care. Most of the times people from my experience, they don't really come straight into your face unless they are a little crazy.
Unless they're crazy. They see this
something.
big female bodybuilder. I doubt seriously that they would even come up and give you a hard time.
There's the fear factor right there. They're not going to approach you because they're afraid of you, right?
That's right. That's right. Yeah. I think that, no question about it, when I would, if I'm taking care of business and especially when I was dieting down and I was serious, because, we're very focused. A lot of times I would cover up, not to try to hide my body, but because I'm taking care of business. Everywhere we go, we wear our, what we do. And I can't go in the grocery store. I cannot go to the bank. get in the line to buy
Absolutely.
some posters.
So it's a way of reducing your time, saving time, right? Being more economical in what you do, because you don't want to be distracted. You don't want to waste time doing this and that.
And you're focused.
You go, you do it, you cover, you kind of like get less attention. Like I used to I used to wear shirts that were a little bit looser, and I thought that nobody can see that I'm a bodybuilder. And then people would be like, oh, look at your arms. I'm like, oh, can you see that I'm a bodybuilder? Of course I can see that.
It's on the forearms.
I don't realize, right?
Yeah, but I know it is. It's challenging because most of the time, I mean, we're trying to take care of business. And if people only knew, it was like literally everywhere you go, people like, oh my God, I wish I had arms like you. Or how do you do this? And how do you get abs? And it's a constant, never ending experience. And if you're in your last stages of the diet, you're like.
Yeah, that's when you don't want anything. So many times I would find myself that I actually cover myself for that particular reason. I don't have the energy to talk to people. It's not that I don't want, or, well, maybe I'm a little grumpy, but I don't have that time, right? So then I cover. I don't want the attention, but it's not because I'm ashamed of my body, right? It's because I just want to save my energy, and I don't want interaction because I'm so focused on what I'm doing that I don't have that extra time, right?
I do. Yep. And athletes out there, they know, and they can contest to that, because we are so focused and so driven, and we've got things to do. So you guys get where we're going.
We're going to talk about the mind game dangers in the last phases of a prep. We've been through that.
Absolutely.
Many times.
Many times.
We wanted to approach this from the perspective of what are the threats? What do you guys think that are some of the dangers that are distracting us from our goal, right? We all know that you wake up in the morning, you look in the mirror, and you're gonna be like, oh, I'm shredded today, right? You wake up the next day and you're like, oh, I'm so fat. The following day, oh my God, I lost all my muscles. So how do we stop these thoughts? How do we create a peace and a place of balance so we can focus on our job? Because let's not forget that 4 weeks out, there is nothing else but this show. You breathe, you live for this show, right? But then you have the enemy, you have the doubts. So we wanted to address this a little bit. So tell us from your experience, Lenda.
Yes. Well, when I think about 4 weeks out from a competition, the thing that is so important, I mean, this time will make or break you. And so I like to say to the athletes to really, it's all about mind. You're in great shape. So you have to surround yourself with great people. So my trainers, my friends, because there are a lot of distractions, and this is one of the reasons why a lot of athletes don't actually make it to the stage, is because that last 4 weeks, they have a difficult time. They allow other people to get in their head.
And I agree on that. You're gonna have all those people telling you, oh my God, you look phenomenal. This is yours. This is your show. Nobody can beat you ever. And then you're gonna have those ones that will be like, oh, your legs don't look really good today. And in all honesty, they have nothing to say in that. They just offer their opinion. But you are in quite a fragile state at that moment, I would say, in your mental space, right? Because you live and you breathe through your body. So when somebody is criticizing you about it, right? It's going to upset you. And there's no way that is not going to upset you. But can we stop that?
Can we stop that? For me, the way I stop that is that I learned to cover up when I was in the gym.
Oh, that's
I love to cover up. I mean, I love looking at myself. It's like you saying, I get up every morning and the first thing I'm doing is I want to look at myself. So I get to see myself at home. Now in the gym, I just learned to cover up. Even, it didn't matter how great I thought I looked, because what I noticed is that I was always, everybody had an opinion. Oh, you look great today, you don't look good. And to me, the good and the bad would hurt, because as soon as somebody told me that I look good, God, you look great, you're gonna take this, Olympia. then I would like go and eat a box of some cookies or something. Oh, M&Ms, not M&Ms. You know what I'm saying?
That's extreme.
That's extreme. But sometimes, you know, when we're at that place, I mean, it's time to eat some carbs. It's time to eat, you know, your oatmeal or whatever. And that would give me too much.
See, it's funny because many times, looking back, you know, like I found myself being annoyed by people, period. So I didn't even want their compliments, right?
Yes.
For sure, I didn't want their critique, and then they didn't really offer it to me unless I asked for it.
Yeah.
But that was probably my way of blocking all these thoughts out, right?
Yes.
Don't listen to them. I don't want to hear your compliments. And literally, when people would come and would be like, they wanted to be supportive, and I think sometimes I was being a little bit of an ass. You know, they were coming and they were complimenting me. And I literally rejected the compliment because I didn't want the attention. I was so focused on what I was doing that I didn't have energy to give them and thank them for the compliment or fall into their energy field, right? I wanted to sit on me and do what I had to do.
Yes, I understand that completely. You know, and when I was talking about watch the people that you allow in your space and surround you. And often, and I see this a lot with women, that we get in relationships with, for example, you're in a relationship with that person is not really supportive. And sometimes, you know, I even watch some of the women bodybuilders, they're dating a guy in the business. And if she's doing really well and the guy's not doing so well, you know, and they're both pros.
Yes.
I've watched that situation, and sometimes it doesn't fare out well. So you want to definitely have someone that truly supports you.
Absolutely.
That is so important, because really they can definitely sabotage you. Sometimes people don't mean it, but they will, you know, sabotage you by, for example, let's go out to the movies and, oh, you can have some popcorn, or it's my birthday this weekend. Go, you know, constant, because there's always a birthday, there's always a party.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. As a matter of fact, you know, I think that a good way for a competitor, like this was the way I figured out how to do. The only person I would listen to was my trainer. But you have to choose your trainer in such a way that you believe just that trainer, right?
Yes.
That's the only person that matters to you, and you do not allow anybody else to tell their opinion, right?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
If your trainer is telling you you're looking good, this is it, you know, right? If your trainer says we have to work on that, you trust it and you go. You are a team.
Yeah.
So that is exactly what, as you said, you know, like you can, in the end of the day, you can control your thoughts. You can control the people around you.
Yes.
And therefore you can just stay focused this way on what your goal is. Like you see the end, the light at the end of the tunnel, right?
Yes.
Your show is 4 weeks out. You cannot afford mistakes.
Yes, that's right. And I think it's so important, this topic. It's so important because basically when, you know, this is where it's going to happen. And if it's not broke, don't fix it. And so if you have a trainer and you've been working with him, listen to your trainer. But at the same time, you have to know what's working for you, because you are the athlete, you are the person that will step on that stage. And so that's really very important, is to know thyself.
Absolutely. So Lenda, what do we take home from this?
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
We gotta be focused on our job. We gotta choose the people that we listen to. We gotta choose our thoughts and what we let into our mind. Therefore, we can create our reality. Guys, thank you for being with us today. Catch us next on our next episode of FEMME FLEX Friday.